Boozed and Bothered on occasion may contain content that readers and listeners find offensive or distasteful. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast or on the articles on the website are solely those of the individual authors, speakers, and or guests, and do not necessarily reflect the views of Boozed and Bothered as a whole or the views of any of Boozed and Bothered's affiliate or parent companies and organizations. Enjoy the show.
France has banned guns.
They haven't hit a single target. All they've hit is children.
Now they're rolling down the street with a fucking Panzer.
You wouldn't just jump in and get all up in it?
And all of a sudden, you both take like 3 steps back and fucking look at me like I'm a weirdo.
Ice-T was coming to pick him up. 18th century relic, my fat fucking ass.
They're locking up the detergent.
Can we not take a turn as Conspiracy Town, please?
I feel like there should not be 1,000 people on the freeway right
Why the fuck not?
Knowledge could be anything. A nut's a nut.
Do you think police brutality is an issue?
Oh wait, we're putting tinfoil on.
That's coming in through the bum.
now. I'm straight white male.
Derp, derp, derpy, derp, derp.
I'm not gonna get boozed and bothered about it.
Cheers to that.
What do you hear?
See, here I hear Laurel.
Well, that's not the original,
Right, that's not
because it's breaking up the frequencies.
right. And that's why I'm like, but like on the original one that was posted, I heard Yanni.
Okay, I heard Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
So, I saw that shit this morning. Is that new? Is that today? Is that a today meme? Did that just come out?
Yeah, that blew up today.
That blew up today. Yeah. Okay. I saw
But
that while I was lying in my bed this morning.
yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I definitely heard Yanni until like the frequencies were obviously changed, and then I heard Laurel. But I don't.
I heard Laurel.
All day long, it was Yanni, Yanni, Yanni.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fucking.
I don't know, but this is the debate. This is like the same thing as that fucking dress from last summer.
Has anyone ever actually figured out what color that dress really is? Or
I forgot what the options were.
gold, black and blue, or gold and white? I think it was.
Oh yeah, I always saw like it was teal, right? Like a light blue.
Is that what you saw?
I forget. This was a long time ago.
I don't fucking know. That shit's wild.
Yeah, so that just kind of blew up today, and
We're seeing Solo this weekend.
next weekend.
Next weekend?
It's next Friday.
Oh.
I'm mildly excited. I'm trying
I'm
trying not to be my normal like ooh it's Star Wars self because I've been burned in the past.
I'm tentative. I'm super tentative.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, this goes into that whole like hype train psychology, right? Where I mean, I don't want to be a dick, but I can't control it. I'm going in expecting to be disappointed. And I'm probably going to be pleasantly surprised because my expectations are so low.
Are they so
But
low? I don't. All I ask is that it just tells a story. I don't give a fuck what the story is. I don't care. Just tell the story. But unlike The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson, you piece of shit, don't do weird shit that's going to make me go, what?
Who's directing this?
Ron Howard, I think.
Oh, Ron Howard. Okay.
So
If Ron Howard has to go on an explainer tour for a year after this movie, I'm going to be very upset.
yeah. I mean, I
also
think,
not surprised.
I think I'm really happy that we don't have to, that we're just going to get this out of the way and then we can have like a good year and a half with no Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I need the slate to be cleared a little bit.
Need a break?
Yeah, just because it's not that it was too much, it's just that it was too much bad stuff.
Right.
You know?
I'm excited about Donald Glover. I think he's a great choice for Lando Calrissian. What's his name playing Han Solo?
I don't know, some complicated name that starts with an A and an H.
Sure. Right.
He's handsome enough. He's
He
not
just-
Harrison Ford, though.
No, he doesn't give me the Han Solo vibes in the
Apparently,
previews.
he becomes that.
Okay.
I mean, people who got like a pre-screening, like, have all kind of said like this is you know, we're here for this. This is fine.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, like,
No, because remember they raved about The Last Jedi.
exactly. That's what I was getting at. Like, the Rotten Tomatoes score for The Last Jedi and the audience score for The Last Jedi,
Are on very exact opposites.
yeah, they're diametrically opposed.
Well, I think The Last Jedi's total is somewhere in the 30s now, right? I'd have to look. Who cares?
I don't, to be honest. That movie was.
The last time I looked, it was like 38 or 39.
I just wanted to erase that movie from memory.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of hoping that that they just decide to name the next episode Episode 8, and just The Last Jedi was just somebody's bad dream, and it can just go away. But we'll see. We've got Solo to look forward to, and then we got a full year and a half with no Star Wars.
Look forward to, quote unquote.
Yes.
To anticipate.
Well, it's happening because I bought the tickets.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and you don't have a schedule that day.
no. That's
Exactly.
true. As
So-
far as Google Calendar thinks at this point, apparently.
Well, Google knows everything, so
They
that's
know a
just
lot.
the way it is.
They know a lot.
I'm not mad about it. They're the ones that keep me going.
Did you see the video of that guy today in Milwaukee getting taken down by the cops?
The video I saw today was of a woman shitting in a restaurant and throwing her poo
I saw
at the
that
guy.
one.
I sent that to you.
The poop throwing bandit.
Yes. I wasn't surprised. She looked like somebody named Susan who would throw her own
Alex
shit.
Jones had some commentary on that, which is hilarious. No, there was another video. I thought I sent it. It's of a guy in Milwaukee, and he is taking on 4 cops, and he's not going down. I don't know if he is high on something
Oh, like LSD.
or if he's just got that much of an adrenaline. They are beating him with batons. He is not going down.
Yeah, it's probably LSD.
And he keeps screaming. Everyone says he keeps saying, and he's shouting this over and over, I am Demetrius. I am Demetrius, which I don't, that, you know, expecting maybe
Who's
some,
Demetrius?
I don't, maybe him. I was expecting some sort of Spartacus moment there. But
I mean, it would be different, I guess, if he had like a photo ID that like proved that was his name.
yeah, but then 4 other cops, it took like 6 to 8 cops to take this guy down.
Why were they trying to take him down?
Well, I mean, at the time of recording, he was clearly being a problem. I don't know what happened before that.
Maybe he was just picking up his dog shit.
Maybe he
on a
was
walk.
picking up his
And
dog shit.
He just had enough.
Yeah, I don't know, you know.
Some people get pushed to their end, Sean. This
I know.
is what
this
is what happens.
I'm not on either side.
They become Demetrius.
I will say I am impressed. I'm impressed that it took that he was getting hammered on, and he did not go down. I'm also
Don't be impressed. That's drugs.
I'm also impressed that they didn't shoot him
Well,
because he was more than problematic.
I think after like 3 or 4 people start swinging, you know, at that point you really just want to see how many it actually takes.
you just got to commit.
Yeah,
You
no,
gotta
you're already in this game. You're already in this game. Everybody's already playing rounds.
Yeah.
You know, the bets have been taken.
You started
You
whacking.
know, dispatch is sitting there going,
You got.
I got 5 on
Yeah.
Samuels. Okay, I mean, I think you know that there's a pool already going. Like once it's more than 3 people swinging,
The machines for whack-a-mole and Time Crisis do not sit next to each other in the arcade.
do they not?
Well, most arcades that I've been to.
I don't know that I've actually. Well, I guess I've been to Dave and Buster's. Does that count as an arcade? Wait, what was that pizza place? What was that pizza place? So that was like a pizza buffet and arcade.
I don't know.
It's like John's Incredible Pizza.
Oh my God!
There was one in
Yeah.
Clovis, Fresno. I don't know.
Sure. There's also, I mean, now there's Coin Op Game Room.
Yes, Coin Op is in Midtown. That's where you can drink. I don't think there was no beer at John's.
No.
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 No, because I would have snacked that shit. I would have had my cousins cover for me while I took a.
Coin Op's got a great game selection, though. I will say.
But they have real games. They have like video games.
Yeah.
But they also have like arcade games.
Yeah, they've got. Yeah, they had Golden Axe the last time I went, and
Do they rotate things?
I don't know, but I was all kinds of nostalgic. That brought back I just remember the day my dad walked into the house with a Sega Genesis, and I lost my fucking mind.
I really thought that sentence was gonna go differently. I honestly did. I was like, wow, this is going to be a sad story.
No,
Sean. We were
no.
just talking about arcades
it
and
was-
John's Incredible Pizza.
It was a
And
happy
all of a
story.
sudden I was like, here's a moment where he says his dad comes in and leaves. Like, and I was like, but your dad still lives at home. What is he going to say?
No, it was a happy story. It was a happy story.
Right. That definitely didn't go as I planned.
Oh, yeah. It was great. It was. You know, I
My
felt
mind
good.
my mind definitely, I'm still shook a little bit because my mind set that up for me. It was
Did it?
like, Jonathan, prepare yourself.
No.
Sean's going to say something real
No,
sad.
no.
It's going to be sad.
It's all right. You're all right. It's everything's gonna be okay.
Well, where's the twist? It had no cable cord.
Right. I was thoroughly impressed by the selection at Coin Op, including Bust a Move, which is always a classic.
A what?
That one where you're the little lizard guy and you're shooting the bubbles and trying to match them. And
Sean, I just absolutely don't believe in fun, so I don't know what any of
I
this shit
know.
is.
I know.
Like, I have a PlayStation 2. And
Bust
I
a
have 3
Move was
games.
on PlayStation 1.
I didn't get that one. And I have exactly, like, 4 games.
Aren't they all Ratchet and Clank?
3 of them are Ratchet and Clank. One of them is ATV. Oh, I have 5 games.
What's the 5th one?
It's a racing game that I got because my N64 doesn't work anymore, and my favorite racing game, San Francisco Rush, was on N64. I was
Oh.
like, I need to find a substitute.
Is that a racing game?
Yeah.
I guess.
This one, the one that I have for PS2, is sponsored by Ford Motor Company or something like that. It's literally like you build Fords from like 1999
Really?
and race them. And I
Okay.
was like, wow, look at these body designs. Put a Mustang down, and I was like, "Whoo, old girl."
Okay.
That's the kind of fun I have, and I play it for 5 minutes, and I go, "Wee," and then I turn it off because I'm over it.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I don't have. I mean, I have an Xbox 360, but I don't really play it. I don't have time. I've now gotten into the habit because I still love video games, but I just don't have the time or the desire to actually put effort into them anymore.
Yeah, no, I'd rather watch a gameplay movie.
Yeah, I watch video game channels.
Thank
now.
God for YouTube.
Yeah,
This is great.
yeah. I've been watching. I've been watching some guy play the Assassin's Creeds that I haven't played because I love those stories.
Yeah, and they all play like movies.
Yeah, I've been watching him play
Star Wars Battlefront
Yeah, he plays that one. I haven't watched that yet.
was an outstanding movie.
Red Dead Redemption. Horizon Zero Dawn. All these movies I want. Video games I wanted to play.
See what happened.
But definitely don't have the time or the energy in me to play them. I
Yeah.
just, someone else is just doing it for free, and that's pretty great.
You know what I really like is that I really always just want to have I want to start a game in the middle. I hate the beginning of games where you have to set everything up and you have to establish your character and learn everything. I just want to start the middle.
Yeah.
Just start. It's like all those Pokemon games, all those games that are built like that where you
Yeah.
build your following or whatever. Just throw me down in the fucking middle. Tell me where I'm at.
The one thing I hate about sequels is that not all the time. Sometimes they change everything up, but most of the time the controls are mostly the same, except sometimes they'll add some new features.
Mhm.
And I just want them to ask me at the beginning, have you played the previous game?
What do you
And
mean?
if the answer is yes, then they don't have to run me through the entire tutorial. They just have to run me through the new stuff.
Oh, ask you if you
Yeah,
played
I just
the previous
want them.
game.
Yeah, I just want them to be like, "Have you played the previous game?"
I was all dang.
And if I'm
real
like-
aggressive to the development
Yeah,
team.
fuck yeah. And if I say yes, then they'll just skip that very beginning part of the tutorial because I don't need to learn how to jump. I know how to fucking jump or walk. Walk. That's an annoying one. Move the joystick to walk. Oh, really?
Well, I mean, this is why, I get bored. I get bored, except for Ratchet and Clank. I will always go back to that because I beat all the games. I just like to go around and it's like being able to break shit and not have to suffer any consequences because you actually get money for it.
Right.
So if I've had like a bad day, I like to just go and play Ratchet and Clank and you just hit everything with a fucking hammer.
Right.
And you can shoot things with guns, you can blow them up, and every time something gets destroyed, you get money out of it. And it's very therapeutic.
That's fine. I just love that I can watch people play the games that I only half want to play. That's why I like Twitch. Twitch is great. It's great for that reason.
I can't dive down that rabbit hole.
I'll just leave it on in the
I
background.
can't. Didn't Brent used to play Twitch?
Yeah, Brent used to stream on Twitch.
Okay.
I think he should get back into it, personally. I used to love going on there and trolling his channel.
You guys had so much time, apparently.
Johnny, I don't sleep. You know that.
Oh, I do.
I know.
I am very much in favor of this.
But I will lay in bed for an hour, realize that it's not going anywhere. I'm not falling asleep. And I would just log on to Twitch on my phone and just start trolling his channel.
Well, you need to get some sleeping pills. Leave Brent alone.
No.
All right, let's jump into some stuff. It's all very.
Hold on. What are you drinking?
Oh yeah, there are levels to this. Well, tonight's a knee-deep brewing night. I made that decision. That's an executive call.
Definitely did.
We both have knee deeps, and they're both Imperial IPAs. I have Are You Deep too.
There's a lot of Star Wars references on that can.
Yeah, it's a play on things. It's very cute. I didn't mean to get it that way. It just ends up being that way.
Are You Deep too?
Mm-hmm.
Took me a minute.
Yeah. I mean, it's from Auburn. Everybody in Auburn, I think, is like high or drunk. So
that's fine.
It's a cute town.
Nobody's mad about that.
Yeah, it's a cute town just north of Sacramento. So if anybody wants that,
yeah, I have Tahoe Deep.
Yeah, which is there's no explanation for that.
I mean,
it's kind of on the back, but they just named it that, and they were like, "This is what it is. Good luck."
I like how they have like a blue silhouette of a hop that
sort of looks like the lake.
Sort of resembles Lake Tahoe.
I'm still not sure why it's called Tahoe. Wow, this is an Imperial IPA. I'm still not sure why it's called Tahoe Deep because maybe they like Tahoe, but they have like absolutely no connection to Tahoe, I don't think.
Right. Well,
I mean, we all do in our hearts up here in Northern California, but
yeah. Except for those commies on the peninsula.
No, they love going to Tahoe. It's where they ski. Every Champagne socialist has to have their favorite ski resort. Okay, like that's just the way we do things here.
Sorry. I don't know why that triggered me so much.
Yeah, you're red.
I think I was reading more about the Amazon head tax today, even though it's all the way up in Washington.
We can talk about that.
But, I mean, at the same time, like, I would never put that past a city like San Francisco. In fact, I'd almost expect them to do it first, which I'm surprised they haven't.
Well, they're probably super upset that they never thought about this.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. I'm okay.
Why don't you bring us in, and then we can jump on the we can jump on the head tax, because there's a lot of that's probably the only serious thing we have going on tonight, because the rest of it is very tabloidy. It's very
who doesn't love gossip?
I love gossip.
Amen. Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to Boozed and Bothered. I am your producer and co-host, Sean, aka Daddy.
And that's because all of this is his, and he knows how to work it.
Except for the beer. The beer is yours tonight.
Well, yeah, because it's delicious.
Yeah.
And I like Knee Deep. We're here for them.
We're here for them.
My name is Jonathan. I'm your host, and we're gonna be talking some bullshit tonight.
Yeah, there's been a good amount of it this week.
It's a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Tabloidy bullshit. Which, sometimes when you've been having a relatively serious news cycle, or a number of them, it's kind of nice to, because I don't like the total silence some weeks have where it's just boring. I like when it gets tabloidy and kind of janky.
Oh yeah, no,
it's
everybody is completely like CNN, the Washington Times, the Post, like everybody is nothing but sluts for gossip right now.
Yeah.
And it's
I think that's totally fine.
it's delicious.
You
I think
know.
like Stormy Daniels in the past 10 weeks, I cannot find where this article is, but allegedly has been interviewed by major media outlets like 110 times in the past 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
She was on SNL too.
yeah, people keep telling me that was funny. And I went back and watched the clips and I was just like, if it was unexpected, it would probably have been funny.
Right.
But
See, it was unexpected for me because I was watching it in a public place somewhere where there was no audio. And I just saw people, Alec Baldwin acting like Trump and what's his name acting like Mueller. And then all of a sudden she's sitting there in a chair and I'm eating something. I don't remember. And I was just like, God, that girl looks a lot like that is Stormy Daniels.
well, doesn't that make her America's most popular porn star?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't recognize Pamela Anderson anymore.
Or Jenna Jameson.
Well, that's just the weight.
And the age.
Well, she would be aging gracefully, but she's definitely not keeping. She's keeping a director's diet.
Mm. Well, she is way past her prime. I mean,
But she's very successful.
she is very successful.
Are
but
we
she's-
allowed to make fun of Jenna Jameson's?
I'm speaking factually about Jenna Jameson.
Oh, well,
Okay.
she got fat.
She got fat. It's fine. She's white. Because there's that what do they call them when they're brand new? Starlets. There's a starlet stage, and then you kind of enter that oh, I'm around, I'm a regular, and then they slowly start going into MILF videos, right? And then if it gets a little weird, and they might go into granny videos.
Are those the stepmom videos?
Yeah, stepmom videos,
Oh,
right?
Jesus. The internet has corrupted all of us.
Yeah. And then there's sometimes there's the granny videos if they really feel like sticking around. And then they start directing and producing, and then they put on director.
Well, you got to
weight.
work your way up.
Yeah, you got to. It's just like the movie industry, except people are okay to suck dick for a gig in porn.
Well, people have been doing it outside of porn forever.
Yeah.
God, it sure used to make, general American industry work a lot better. Things would be so much easier.
Oh Jesus.
It was just an option. I don't, and this has been bothering me for a long time. And now that we're kind of merging worlds here, this is going to seem like out of left field, but I want to bring it in. Do you think having a black category in porn is racist?
No.
There's no white category.
No. There's an Asian category.
Right.
There's a Latin category. There's kind of a white category. People have a British thing.
Okay, that's called cream pie, and it's
No.
very inappropriate.
People have a British thing.
That's
Like-
very dangerous. Don't do that, kids.
Yeah. People have a British thing. But I don't know, there's blonde.
I mean, unless you're in a committed relationship or you have up to date, well, not and you have up to date test results. Don't do that.
I don't think it is racist that there's a black category.
See, there was
I think-
there was a time where it was considered very racist, and people used to talk about this. But I mean, right now we're in a convergence of Stormy Daniels and a lot of well, thanks to Google, we know that a lot of red states look up some very fucked up shit when it comes to
Jesus
pornography.
Christ. Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
So, I mean, the question stands. Obviously, porn sites are working towards markets. I don't know that we meant to go here tonight, but this is where
It's
we're going.
fine. That's fine.
But
I like an organic
yeah,
conversation.
this episode is just going to be a lot of trash. Okay, it's going to be a lot of he said, she said, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot of we already mentioned cream pie. It's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Just grab your Cosmo, get an Us Weekly,
Yes.
and sit the fuck down.
It's really unfortunate. People magazine has dropped down the ranks quite a bit. It's
I don't
very
read it.
sleazy these days. I never used to read it. It used to always be in my dad and stepmom's bathroom, though, which is great for a poo. And I'm pretty sure the same catalogs or magazines, I think they're called these days, are still there from like 1998. But
Yeah, no.
I haven't read People magazine in forever.
Bathroom magazines are always old. The last
My dad and my stepmom always had them. My magazines are always. Well,
are they
I
up to
only-
date? Do you keep them up to date?
Only Vogue.
Okay. See, the last bathroom magazine I read was when I was living in Washington when I first moved up there, and I was taking a poo, and it was ESPN the magazine, and they were interviewing.
See, I don't even. For me, ESPN magazine should just be producing like old stats. Like
Right. Well, that I mean, I was reading an interview that was 10 years, and so this is 2014 now when I'm there, and it was 5 years post the controversial Lakers Kings Western Conference Finals, and they were interviewing.
Oh wow, you probably just squeezed up right there. You know, everybody here is still salty about that.
I'm salty as fuck.
Everybody in Northern California remembers 02. Okay.
Yeah. They only saw, but like I read that, and it was interviewing all the players who were on the teams during that time, and like the only solace I got was the fact that Kobe admitted to the fact that he like puked before every game in a series when they were playing the Kings, and I was like, oh, at least we made him nervous.
Well, it's the Slavs that we had on our team. We're very ethnically focused to making sure that North Highlands is always a fan
Yeah,
base.
exactly.
Okay.
Smoking Vladi Divac.
Who still smokes all the
Still
time.
yeah, I see him at the cafe. I see him sometimes when I feel like working at the coffee shop. He'll just be on the patio having a
Wait,
smoke.
who did the Kings just make their general manager?
Oh, Peja? Was it Peja?
Stojakovic?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we look like the men's gymnastics from the 1989 Olympics. I don't even know what's going on.
I don't know why we've decided that bringing players back into management positions was like a
How
cool
is the
thing to
Tahoe?
do.
I'm opening a Tahoe.
It's
deep.
good. It's good. I don't
Cheers.
know why they decided that was a good thing to do. Hopefully it works. It doesn't seem to be. I mean, Vladi just keeps us in this rebuilding phase we've been in for almost 2 decades now.
I don't have any answers.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, okay. Porn stars and Vladi Divac.
Wow, yeah,
No pun-
that's a rabbit hole.
Listen, no pun intended, but we touched a lot of bases. So let's get into some of the political controversy stuff, and it's all very tabloidy. So, you know, every week we always hear Trump's going down. You know, this is the one. This is the thing. Somewhere off in the distance, Rachel Maddow
I'm
is
surprised it's
changing
almost
out her
Thursday,
toupee.
and I haven't read #resist all week.
You know, I haven't seen Resist in a long time.
Yeah.
I give him credit for giving up.
But I haven't been hanging out on Twitter this week, so.
Oh, neither have I. Okay, so we've got like, it's kind of like a clusterfuck of things that are all kind of irrelevant, yet are somehow super important. So there's the he said, she said that Rudy Giuliani, God help us all, swears that Mueller will not subpoena the president. And then he goes on to say that the president cannot be subpoenaed, which maybe that's true. I don't know. There's the Cohen Korean like I'm sitting here looking at Drudge Report, and you know Drudge will go after everybody, which I love.
Right.
But he's talking about FBI said to be probing Michael Cohen's deal with Korean firm. Like everything is crazy. Everything is crazy. So Michael Cohen is an even bigger scumbag than anybody ever anticipated, allegedly. You know, rumor has it that the North Koreans are pulling out of the summit with Trump because of John Bolton, which is a great idea if that's their focus. Like calling John Bolton out and claiming that he's the reason that we can't have nice things is, I mean, it's kind of a real thing. You know, we can't have nice things when John Bolton's around.
Right. Not at all. Not at all.
We've gotten a lot of fucked up shit because of John Bolton.
A lot of other countries probably won't be having nice things as long as he's around.
First of all, John Bolton is the primary reason that we got Iraq.
Yeah.
probably the reason. I can't believe that John Bolton's back, but him and his mustache. But allegedly, the North Koreans are claiming that John Bolton's Libya plan, which is where Gaddafi back in the day just surrendered all the things nuclear. He just, nope, we're done.
Yeah.
The U.S. turned its eye to us. The eye of Mordor, the eye of Washington is upon us. We cannot, and just abandon it right away. Well, John Bolton went around and apparently in an interview or a series of interviews had brought up the Libya plan in terms of North Korea and that this is what they should follow. However, he said that I haven't really looked into. I try not to follow him because he's a dangerous person. But North Korea singled him out and called him out by name, and they're saying that him saying that they need to do exactly what they did in Libya, especially with the hindsight of a Libyan invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Hell Dog. Doesn't look so good for them because, you know, if you're North Korea, you want this peace to go through. You want these negotiations.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you blew up a fucking mountain trying to create a nuclear weapon and it destroyed all of your research, you know, yeah, you want to scrub that and you want to make that look less bad and less stupid than it does. But you also don't want some jackass named John Bolton trying to win the impersonator of Albert Einstein award over here telling you to give up your nuclear weapons or the deal's off. And you
Right.
have to do it right away, just like the country that was previously invaded by the United States and is now a shit fuck hole. You know, that's not a very good look for Libya, and it's not something that North Koreans want. It's certainly not something that, you know, the image of Gaddafi being dragged, brutally murdered through the streets
Yeah. Yeah.
is not exactly something that I'm sure Kim Jong-un imagines for himself. So maybe Trump should go to John Bolton and say, shut your fucking mustache up and stop talking to people.
Right.
Just stop saying that. You know, give information when you're in an interview, but stop saying stupid things like, hey, we want you to follow the country that disarmed its nuclear program. And then 20 years later, we went and invaded and had you butchered in the streets. Maybe don't say that. You know, maybe that's not the way we want to go into peace talks.
That guy he's a caricature, man.
Yeah, why would you say that?
He is. I look at him. I mean, it's the mustache plus the age and the attitude.
I can't believe he's back.
He is.
You know, the one thing that I hated, the one thing I held hope out with Trump is that John Bolton and the people like him would absolutely not be back.
Right. Yeah, but John Bolton is. He's like.
What kind of parasite is this?
He's like that stereotypical old neocon warmonger.
Yes.
He embodies it. He embodies it.
I swear to God, this is the same type of person. He's in the mold of Kissinger. This is the type of person who says that there's a monster on every street corner throughout the world, and the United States has an obligation to go and kill that monster.
Right.
One of the shining lights of Trump was that he hated this ideology. It was obviously never a clear beacon for him to follow. It was not his shining star.
No.
But he very specifically said that these decisions, when it came to Iraq and the way that we managed Afghanistan after invasion, were stupid and that we should not be doing it. That Syria and Libya, these are stupid fucking decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave a lot of hope for people kind of in the center right, and even skipping a beat to the far right, who don't give a fuck, either don't want the military involved in these situations, or they just don't care about these situations. At least to the point where the United States should put boots on the ground and, be in the middle of the Mediterranean or in the middle of the Persian Gulf shooting fucking rockets off their ships. We didn't want this. And so Trump won on that ideology. And the fact that Bolton is back in the mix right before the North Korean talks go in, not a good sign. And I wouldn't be surprised if Trump pulled him aside and was like, do not fuck this up for me.
Yeah.
And I hope Trump says something like that.
Yeah.
I would hope that Trump has an ego sizable enough to say, you're fucking up what could be a legacy-making moment.
Yeah.
I will absolutely have you murdered.
If everything that we said a couple episodes ago about Trump just being this guy who wants to be a move maker, who wants to be remembered for something.
He just wants to make a deal.
Yeah, he just wants to make it. If all that stuff is true, then I hope that those motivations drive a decision like that.
Yep.
To put Bolton in a fucking corner and to say,
it's not that Bolton isn't useful. It's just that it's always nice to have that kind of a moron in your corner to be like pulled in every now and then and be like, give me your opinion on what we should do with this situation. He comes in, he says the craziest shit possible, and you're like, thanks for your input. Go back to your desk. And you can sit there once he's gone and be like, yeah, we're not going to do that.
yeah.
But it's great to have somebody like that thinking that he's
like,
contributing.
He's also that
Just maybe not talking to the press.
He's also that awesome potential nuclear. Like, if we have to go nuclear,
Yes, go John Bolton's plan all the way. Listen, if someone's actually doing something crazy against us,
yeah,
John Bolton's plan the whole
Yeah.
way, nuke the entire continent that those motherfuckers are on. I don't care. If that's the actual case.
But we haven't had to do that since the 40s,
And John Bolton.
and even that was arguable.
Yes. And John Bolton swears up and down to this day that Saddam Hussein is still hanging from that rafter, ready to launch nukes at the United States and gas his own people. His corpse all the way is a dangerous symbol. And John Bolton is that type of person.
Yeah.
There's a place for people like that. There's absolutely a place for people like that. They should just be acknowledged and dismissed often. But, when shit hits the fan, yes, go with Bolton's plan.
Yeah.
Nuke them all.
Yeah.
Fuck everything.
He's a great big button to have on your desk.
But,
And never touch.
maybe don't let him talk to the press.
Right.
If he's going to say shit like North Korea needs to denuclearize
It's kind of the same,
immediately.
Like, in a weird, awkward way, it's kind of the same thing that I've said about people like Hillary Clinton. You have your politicians who are great with PR, and then you have your other politicians who are better just doing backdoor deals. And they should just hang out in the shadows.
Yeah, no, Hillary Clinton, if Hillary Clinton was just like, I'm kind of awkward, but I make great deals behind the scenes, then I think she probably would be our president now. But instead, she was like, I make great deals all the time. See this picture of me with the restart button with Russia? That does not say restart, by the way. I
Right.
forget what it said. I think it said failure or something like that. Or system failure or something like that. But it's just like, Hillary Clinton is like the worst. She is John Bolton.
Yeah.
Without the mustache.
Right.
Same hair, but she is John Bolton.
She's like an awkward mafia queen.
Yes, she's not exactly Lucy Liu in Kill Bill.
No.
Lucy Liu is what I think Democrats assumed that Hillary Clinton is Lucy Liu in Kill Bill.
No.
She's just not that effective.
No. Hillary, she's better off as the Wizard of Oz if the Wizard of Oz didn't have a speaking role.
He did in the end.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, have everyone else do the work for you.
Do you think she's sad?
No. She's bankrolling right now. Are you fucking kidding me?
Her speaking fees are worth $7,000 less than Snooki's, according to Princeton.
Okay. Ouch. And still bankrolling. Still bankrolling. She's a Clinton. She's a Clinton. Is her pride?
I also thought that was going to go in a very different way. I was ready to be like, "Wow, Sean, is she?" Well, she is, but
her is
still true.
Is her yes? Is her pride damaged? Probably. Absolutely.
That woman doesn't have any pride. That woman doesn't have.
Is her ego damaged?
Okay.
Yeah.
I still don't think she's a person.
Is there shorting going on in her little lizard brain? Fine.
I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck you want to think. Is there some damage there on like some sort of mental or emotional end? Yeah, maybe. Maybe she's bothered in some form. That's why she won't shut the fuck up.
Do you think she's nervous that Trump is doing better than she thought he was going to do?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I think so too.
Because her and the rest of the DNC and the constituency went into the election thinking that this was a drop in the bucket. This is University of Michigan versus Appalachian State. That's what this was. This was the upset of the century.
Wow, I never even. That is an impressive comparison. I'm here for it though. I'm here for it though.
That's what this is. They all and coincidence. They're both big blue. They all.
Yeah.
They were just like, this is in the bag. We're golden.
Well, I mean, okay, so it's just really weird that this is the first time in our generation's adult lives where housing still sucks, but job availability and middle class jobs actually outweigh potential applicants.
Yeah.
And
I read that stat this week.
And yeah, and I just I'm trying to find it and I can't. I don't want to look anymore because I'm drunk and I'm gonna type something I don't.
And
mean.
I like just to kind of caveat on this here. Excuse me. Obviously this isn't all to Crump's credit.
Wow, we're just getting trashed.
This is an Imperial IPA.
It's only 8.5. I know that I've slurred all the words.
I haven't eaten much. This isn't all to Trump's credit. Okay. In fact, probably not even majorly at all.
Bigly.
Economies are kind of their own living, breathing thing, and like we said before, presidents get too much credit for this stuff. But it's a weird correlation.
They kind of tie in together. It's just what is his name? I always forget the guy's name that runs BET. And I know that he's constantly accused of being just a Trump supporter, but today he came out and said that
BET?
Yeah.
Black Entertainment Television?
Yes. The CEO of BET.
Keep going.
Well, he said that Trump has been phenomenal for black employment and black financial opportunities, basically, or whatever.
Sure.
And it is true. And I think that it shouldn't be. The primaries are happening very shortly here. They're already happening in most states, and ours are in a month. It's not going to do Democrats any good to go against kind of the flow of facts, I guess.
Yeah.
I would love to see Democrats be an opposition party to Trump because I would love to see, one, how Democrats tally, how they, not tally, sorry, that's the wrong word, how they jump in response and how Trump jumps in response to them if they were to win, the House.
Right.
or something like that.
Sure.
I don't think they're going to win the Senate. I'll actually put money down on that. I think that's over. I don't. I think Democrats are not going to pick up the Senate. But
Speaking of Senate, I started finally seeing campaign commercials.
yep, it's that time,
I'm fucking mad about it.
and you can't avoid them because we're on Hulu.
I saw a Dianne Feinstein commercial last night.
Oh God.
It was.
I don't wish death on anybody, but it would be nice if she retired before she died.
I'm so triggered.
She looks like she's close.
I was triggered. I was just really mad about it.
I would really like to have Democrats be intellectually honest about what's going on in the economy.
Sure.
Especially in terms of that. It would be nice. It would be nice and refreshing to see it happen. It's not going to happen.
No.
They are not on that trajectory. We are not on that train. But
I just don't understand. When did Democrats decide that they were not going to play the game?
well, they're just not showing up for it.
That's not playing.
They're just not showing up for it. They're picking weird things and they're picking very social things.
They are. Feinstein's commercial, Feinstein's commercial was all about like Parkland and guns.
Well, she herself is very big on anti-gun.
I know.
She was
And that commercial was just
elected
like,
in a special election
Yeah.
in 1993.
I know.
Yeah.
And that commercial
Two?
was all like, California values and blah, and I mean,
She doesn't know anything about
most
California
people
values.
fucking east of the coast are like, bitch, what?
But did you see Travis Allen's hit on Gavin Newsom in the governor's debate?
Yes. Yes.
If you
can't
can't
your
trust
best-
Gavin Newsom with your
the
best friend's wife, can you trust him with the state of California?
I lost my mind.
And I was like, Travis Allen is 100% Californian. Like, he is that, like, he's not a good looking man, but he is manicured and pedicured like he should be a good looking man. Eyebrows could probably grow out a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe don't go for the G.I. Joe haircut every time. Let it grow out. Let it grow out on top and grow it and, suave it up a little bit. But he definitely looks like he tries, and that's, I think, an Orange County thing. I'm not saying he's gay. I'm just saying he's from Orange County.
That's very Orange County.
Yeah, I know. They all look like fags down there.
Red ones.
Yes.
Let's get one thing straight.
I'm interested in his candidacy. I'm interested to see how he does. I like the fact that he's not afraid to be a little bit of a shit talker. I'm here for that.
Yeah,
I just think I like opposition.
Yeah.
I like opposition, so it'd be nice to have a Republican governor in a state that doesn't really need a governor.
Right. I agree.
Because apparently the masses just choose their own laws here in California.
Yeah.
And apparently the problem with California is voting. By the
Full
way,
grease.
if nobody knows this, and I know that there are a lot of people who listen outside of California, and thank you, by the way, especially Indianapolis. I see you girls.
Yeah. Ashburn.
Yes, Ashburn's big for us. Ashburn has been
Big since the beginning.
And so that's cool. Indianapolis.
Yeah.
You guys have been riding hard in the past couple of weeks. Thank you.
Yeah, you
so
guys
much.
ride super hard. I don't know what happened, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Thank you so much. But the important thing to remember when looking at California is that our elections deliver a top two. So it doesn't matter if it's only the top two vote getters. So party doesn't matter, which means that it's usually two Democrats.
Yeah.
And it's usually, and we'll see how it goes for Dianne Feinstein, that crazy ass. But by the way, I was looking at my ballot, and she is not at the top of the list because she did not receive an official endorsement from her state party. So she's the near bottom, which means she could be defeated. She has the poll numbers, but she could be defeated.
Who's at the top? Is it?
I forget. It's a no name.
Oh.
they're in like this weird list. It's not alphabetical, and it's not poll wise. It is just a jumbled mix.
My guess would have been Kamala Harris, but
She's not running. She just ran last
that's
year.
right. That's right. That's right.
She ran in 2016.
My apologies. Got that one wrong.
But so we vote after primaries give us the top 2 here in California. Thank you, Terminator, for that bullshit. Because it was supposed to be a nonpartisan election, and guess what? It's a hyperpartisan election. Who knew that fiddling with the code could lead to bullshit? Happens every time. So we take from the primary our top 2 vote getters, and then those are our options, which means that we're probably going to be stuck with 2 Democrats.
Right.
But if it's a choice between Gavin Newsom and Travis Allen for governor, we'll see. We'll see, because a lot of people don't trust Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
His poll numbers are surprisingly positive, but the trend is negative.
Yeah.
So he's trending down while Travis Allen is trending up. And Bill Weld said this in 2018. Always give me the odds on a candidate whose numbers are trending up.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout, as long as the poll numbers are rising, I'd rather bet on that candidate. And he was the vice presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party.
With Gary Johnson.
Yes, they did not get percentage increase, but they did get a massive vote number increase of like 3.8 million or something like that. Yeah. Good stuff. But it's a good point. It's a good point, and Travis Allen is probably better positioned, especially with that little social media hit, to do some damage. I don't know if he could take out Gavin Newsom. We'll see. I don't know if the other no names in the race for Senate can take out Dianne Feinstein, but we'll see.
Right.
Because she's also not campaigning. She is nowhere to be found. I mean, she's definitely on Capitol Hill, but she is nowhere in California campaigning.
Right.
So, I don't know what that means. I don't know if she just doesn't care. Whatever. But also in like the tabloid stuff, especially with politics, because there is so much. I don't even know where to begin with all this nonsense. You've got what is this? Erdogan urges the Islamic world to unite against Israel. Erdogan is the president, prime minister? What do they fucking use in Turkey? I don't know. He's the Turkish dictator, would-be dictator. Anyways, he's trying to get everybody to unite against Israel. Seems like no one cares. The Egyptians today came out against Hamas in Palestine and told them to knock it off. And I think that's really interesting. We'll see how that goes. We've got the Whitney Houston documentary coming out on Cannes. We've got our first peek at Bohemian Rhapsody, which is the Queen documentary.
Sure.
Or drama documentary. Dramatized documentary. Whatever it is. Same with Whitney.
Docudrama?
Yes. There you go. We have the first global cases. There's 3 of them of super gonorrhea after unprotected sex in Southeast Asia. So all of you going to Thailand to sleep with little ladyboys, don't do it because you'll get gonorrhea with capes. Can't do that. It's all very tabloidy. I don't know what to say about it.
It's a weird week.
It's a weird week. The Bumblebee CEO in the company that cans tuna is indicted on a charge that he fixed the canned tuna price.
Right.
I don't know. When was the last time anybody bought canned tuna?
My dad buys that stuff. Well, he buys Starkist.
See? This is obviously where this idea came from. I could probably not ever tell you the last time I bought canned tuna.
Right.
It's been... I don't actually know that I have ever in my life. When was the last time you bought canned tuna, Sean?
Probably not since I lived with my parents.
I want to know what this story says because now I'm curious. He is an ugly motherfucker, too. Christopher Leszewski testifies on Capitol Hill. Wow, this is serious. Who knew that tuna was so scandalous? I'm going to have to read this later.
I want to know more about the tuna lobby now.
Yeah, like how serious are these guys? You know, but every other story is also like a Mueller subpoena. So like Mueller's got all the things. There's a raid here. There's all the things here. Adam's probably reading the Drudge Report right now on his bathroom toilet, just
I'm so
clenched up.
fucking over 2016, and I really wish Democrats would join the rest of the world with that.
Well, I think that here, okay.
I'm just done. I'm done with
I'm going to
it.
make a prediction. This is going to be my prediction. Trump did nothing wrong. There were people around him that were slimy and skeezy, and they did stupid shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
But Trump was just in it to become president, and he had no
Is
working
buying
knowledge.
an ad collusion?
See, that's the thing, is that I don't... listen,
I honestly...
today they said that the Senate committee that was overseeing this, they were like, they disagree with the House committee. And I was like, well, you know, okay, who cares? It's probably their cancer. But they were just sitting there going, obviously this goes all the way to the Russian president, Putin, and whether he wanted Hillary to lose or Trump to win is unclear, but Russia involved itself in our elections. And I read further, and all it said was that Russia, basically, they bought like ad space.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. Because I still...
I think they bought a couple billboards.
And I'm going to be completely honest here. Like, I still haven't fully formulated my own opinion on this. Number one, because I don't fucking care. I think you know that. But when this first went into circulation, everyone was talking about hacking, right? And as a software engineer, hacking means very specific things to me.
Right, like they went into like those, like they went into like electronic voting systems and changed people's votes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Very different from buying a billboard and making like 3 memes.
Right, and then the House or whoever releases this list of screenshots of ads that we're calling them Russian trolls now. We've dropped the word hacker. We're calling them trolls now. Russian trolls bought these ads. And so it's an honest question. I'm not being facetious. Is buying ad space collusion?
No.
I mean, obviously not buying ad space out of a fucking vacuum. Like, there's a lot of context here, right?
Right.
Potential context, whether it's real or not, I'm not entirely sure. Like, a lot of people are 100% sure it's not real, 100% sure it's real. I'm not gonna go either one of those ways. But like, I just think that's a hard call to say outright buying ad space is collusion.
Well, I think it depends on how desperate you are to be right. And that goes for both sides. So if it absolutely is not collusion, then I think the people who are just like, this is not collusion, are going to sit there going, you know, free markets and whatever, and people can buy what they want, and it doesn't matter who or what the aim is. It's just the Russians decided that they had something to say, and they said it in a form that was accessible to everybody.
Sure.
And that's one way to look at it. I think the other way to look at it is that the Russians strategically targeted media streams that people would be interested in and would see, and then it would alter kind of the way that things went. The problem is that there's very little evidence that any of this had any effect.
Right.
Because Trump was running against Hillary Clinton, somebody that nobody ever wanted to be president. Except for her. You know, nobody ever laid awake or lay awake, whatever the proper grammatical term is, just wishing for a Hillary presidency.
No. The primaries told us that.
Well,
the primaries, I mean,
since Paris Geller and Gilmore Girls, but she was a fake character.
right. Well, but like, you know, living through that, those primaries, people like Hillary Clinton was not really that considerable of an option. Like, people were talking about Joe Biden. Boatloads of people in our generation wanted Bernie Sanders. Like,
I would have preferred Joe Biden.
I know you would have, but like,
He's my kind of Democrat.
right? But like, nobody was dropping Hillary's name with a fervent passion until the general election.
Well, nobody except the DNC because she was running it.
Oh yeah, but I don't give a shit about them. Like, I'm talking about constituency, right? I'm talking about
Right. Nobody wanted Hillary Clinton to be president. I think what you know, this could make a lot of people mad who really want to see like Trump guilty of something. But I think the fact is that what we're going to find at the very end of this is that the Russians just bought ad space and that's it.
right.
And that, listen, we can do targeting ads with this very fucking podcast. We can do targeted ads.
We do targeted ads.
Right, but we're very loose about it because we're drinking.
I tightened it up a little bit recently.
I untightened it.
You would.
Unzipped. Let the people hear us. But this, you know, it's just like, is it nefarious? I'm sure there are nefarious people in the Russian government. I'm positive there are. I'm also sure that there are stupid and self-indulgent and selfish and nefarious people around Trump when he was running for president.
Yeah.
But
Probably still are.
yes. Well, we mentioned John Bolton.
Yeah.
It just, what do you want? Because you're never going to get it. You're never going to get it. Did Trump collude with the Russians? Trump couldn't even build a fucking tower in Moscow. It's
Right.
the only country, practically, that Trump doesn't have his fucking dick tower erected.
Yeah.
That's it. Because they didn't want him.
Yeah.
Weird. They did not want him. They were like, you're kind of a dick.
Yeah.
You know? And then you find out that John McCain, speaking of tabloids, that John McCain's the one who handed off the dossier that was commissioned by the Clinton campaign with Trump getting pissed on by hookers. That one. That John fucking McCain is the one that handed that dossier to Robert Mueller and said, look at this. And then you're over here going, what the fuck is going on? You've got John McCain handing a DNC.
Aside from brain cancer?
Well, that can impair all of your judgment. it's a very serious condition, and he is going to die soon. And that is a sad thing, especially for his family and people who respect him. In general terms, I am one of those people. In specific terms, I have hesitations. But John McCain took a DNC dossier that was fabricated,
Yeah.
paid for by the DNC for intelligence from an untrustworthy and FBI expelled informant who is a British national. This is how ridiculous this is. Who is a British national to create an intelligence dossier on Donald Trump.
Yeah.
This was handed to Robert Mueller specifically, and it's in his own words. It's in his new autobiography that came out with a ghostwriter, because I don't think he can hold a pen anymore, let alone type. From John McCain. This was handed to Robert Mueller by John McCain specifically.
Right.
He admits it. And it's like the FBI said that the guy who wrote the dossier was untrustworthy, and they had kicked him out as a resource pool for multiple reasons, all of which revolved around his trustworthiness,
Right.
and his ability to collect real data. This was a dossier that was paid for by the DNC. This was one that was peddled around circles by the Clinton campaign. And John McCain decided to take this on and hand it over to Robert Mueller. And people are like, John McCain's a patriot. And I'm like, John McCain's fucking brain dead. Why would he do this?
Or halfway there, at least.
Nothing in the dossier can be substantiated. Michael Cohen is obviously facing the repercussions of his own stupid bullshit. But nothing, literally nothing has to do with Trump himself. It's all these people using access to Trump to make decisions selfishly for their own decisions.
Right.
And when it comes to the guy who's running Trump's campaign, who had ties to money laundering to the Ukraine, his first campaign manager, he was doing that on his own. He wasn't using Trump to do that. He was just using his position to do that. And it's like, Trump had nothing to do with this. So what do you guys all want?
Mm-hmm.
Did Trump get pissed on by hookers? I don't know. It doesn't look like it happened. You know? It doesn't look like it happened. Did the Trump campaign coordinate specifically with Putin himself? Doesn't look like that happened either. Did a dying U.S. senator who didn't like Trump use his position in a way that might undermine Trump's credibility? Yep. You know? What does anybody want out of this? What is the Mueller investigation going to produce? And it's like we talked about this with Adam. Obama was on this. Okay. Theoretically, Robert Mueller should have access to all of the documentation that former President Obama's Department of Justice at the time were collecting, because now we know that Trump was actually wiretapped and that most of his team was wiretapped. So if the Obama era Justice Department had all of this tapped information, and Robert Mueller allegedly should have access to all of this tapped information, where the fuck is the evidence after a year and like 4 months in office? Where is the evidence that Trump did anything? I literally have 3 gray hairs in my beard that weren't there when this investigation started. Like, let's wrap it up. Let's get something going, okay? Because everyone's like, "Oh my god!" It's like,
look. I'm over it.
I'm over it too, because
I'm
there's
so-
nothing there.
I'm over it. Whether there is or not, if there is, I need you to wrap it up. I need you to wrap it up, indict, impeach, whatever you got to fucking do. If it's there, wrap it the fuck up, because everyone's so sure. Well, not everyone. So many of these people are so sure something's there. So something is really fucking there, and Trump's really Trump's going down. I hear that shit every fucking week. If Trump's really going down,
that's Rachel Maddow and all of his anxiety.
well, yeah, sure. I don't watch MSNBC, so I don't know anything about that guy anymore. But I'm talking about like people who do watch him. If Trump is really going down, let's bring him the fuck down then, okay? And if you don't have the evidence,
Yes, y'all have been swinging lassos for days. Like,
Like-
where are they?
yeah, fucking wrap it up. And if there is no evidence, stop making me think about the 2016 election in the year 2018, because it's almost fucking June,
Yeah, it's been a minute.
and I'm so over it.
Well,
Literally, like we've been through the Olympics, we've been through this back and forth fucking peace talk.
we
on
might
the-
have peace in Korea.
Yeah, we've been through this back and forth fucking peace talk on the Korean Peninsula. We've been through Syria. We're dealing with more shit with Persia in general. I mean, Iraq and Iran. We've moved the capital of Israel. Like
We've talked to porn stars.
we've talked to porn. We're doing all kinds of shit. All fucking kinds of shit. And then every other fucking day or so, someone's like, "Oh, 2016." I don't fucking care. It's
Right.
over. I haven't dwelled this much on the past since I was an angsty teenager.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah. Like
With my
back when I
Chemical
used to
Romance.
like sit in my room and blast Adam's song on my fucking speakers.
Wow, you're a sad person.
Yeah. Okay. Spending time in my room alone, like
With your Sega Genesis
Yeah.
that your dad brought home before he went out for a pack of cigarettes.
I was like in elementary school at that time. Okay, so correction, but no, like seriously, why are we still? Everyone's still dwelling on this. Everyone keeps going back. Like I keep hearing
because
20
their lives are better
like,
and they don't understand how that's possible.
The only shit I ever cared about in 2016 was fucking dicks out for Harambe. Okay?
R.I.P.
Everything else in that year was garbage. Like remember those stupid fucking clown videos of those guys dressing up as clowns and scaring the shit out of people? God damn, I was waiting
Yeah, there
for
were
one
no
of those
prosecutions.
stupid
You know what?
motherfuckers to get shot.
What I want to know on that point, if none of those people were prosecuted, what makes anybody think that Trump, even if he did anything, is going to be prosecuted?
Right.
Because we still don't know where those people are.
Thank you.
We've never heard anything about
No.
that since.
They're gone. And thank God, because, okay, listen, YouTube, you went down a really dumb fucking road there for a minute, and I'm real glad you came back, because I was worried. I really was worried.
The what, we were going to be overrun by clowns?
Yeah, just the stupid fucking videos. Every other fucking day, it was a clown with a fucking sledgehammer bashing it at a doll's head, like in front of fucking people in a parking garage. And like
Wait.
either people were freaking the fuck out or
Those are the videos you were watching? I was watching people getting chased down like biking trails.
Yeah, well, that's what would happen, right? The clown would be hiding in a corner, and one of the videos was people were coming out, and sometimes it did happen on a biking trail, and the clown had like a mannequin or some sort of dummy with like a fake head, and they'd like blast the head with the sledgehammer and go chasing these people down a fucking hiking trail or
The
something.
videos that scared me were a little different.
Okay, but like, I'm so glad that trend is done. Like, okay, like those like overdone pranks that like YouTube used to do,
Yeah.
like you know, like grabbing people while they're at an ATM machine. ATM, sorry, that's redundant. The M stands for machine.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
are fucking stupid. Like, and I'm so glad you're gone. That's all I'm saying. That was a really weird caveat.
And we're pivoting.
I think. Oh, it was because of 2016. It's because the Democrats keep making me look at that fucking year. I don't want to look at that year. Harambe died. There were bad YouTube videos. Like, I don't care. We're in 2018.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't know. I mean, I want John Bolton to shut up, and I want Democrats to actually have a point. Like that's all I want out of this year.
Yeah.
Because I would love to
And
see.
I don't think we're
I would
getting
love
either.
to see peace in the Korean Peninsula, because I would love to move forward. This is the thing. I would love to move forward.
Bro, I've been trying. okay?
Almost.
Listen.
Almost. It's a very small almost, but I almost don't care how. Which is not entirely true. But I almost don't care how. And I just want to go forward, and it's like I don't want to go over Russian collusion. We already know. I think we already know that Trump didn't actually do anything. If people on his team did, then we should have the evidence, and we should go balls to the wall. Let's figure it out. Let's put it out there. Let's just fucking handle it.
Yeah.
But theoretically, if Trump started his campaign in 2015, theoretically we should have 3 solid years of evidence collected by Obama and Trump's Department of Justice and the Mueller team combined. It should be there. And I don't need people to be like, these things take time. We've had time. And
We've had a
Obama,
lot of time from supposedly some of the best investigative agencies in the world.
yeah, it needs to be done. And I think
One way or another.
I think that the Trump administration, even if you don't like them, they've been patient enough.
Yeah. Like, one way or another, seriously. Either drop it or blast him to fucking smithereens already.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Like,
Just do it.
I'm ready. Because, like, literally, it could go either way, and I'd be totally fine with
Well,
it.
and who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter which way it goes. It just move. We need to move on. And the thing is that I think the thing
Clinton was on trial for a blowjob faster
right.
in a shorter amount of time. Okay?
We saw the dress within months.
Yeah.
I think that Democrats just don't know how to argue against Trump on a factual moment-by-moment basis. So I think they have to make grand gestures. But everybody knows that grand gestures don't actually mean anything, and they don't add up to anything, and they don't really get the response desired
Sure.
in all formats that they're given. I just, and it's all like we said earlier, tonight is all tabloid. Like there's nothing but tabloid. Everything is rumor mill central. Everybody's on overdrive. You've got John Bolton, you've got Mueller, you've got McCain. Everybody is just crazy to the max, and it's unnecessary. And I wish that people would stop it and just knock it off for a second.
The only real thing that happened was that fucking Amazon head tax.
Do we have time to talk about that?
Yeah.
How far are we in?
118.
Oh, that's nothing. Let's talk about this motherfucker. Go ahead and bring us into this.
So, Seattle
Yeah, not Amazon.
City Council decided to pass the Amazon head tax with some modifications. Now, it was originally going to be about $500 per worker per year, and they voted full-time worker per year. The City Council, not unanimously, voted to bring that number down to 275. The only person who proposed it, no surprise to anyone at fucking all, was Kshama Sawant. She wants to tax Amazon as much as humanly fucking possible because she's a shit can. You are going to get a very opinionated viewpoint out of me because I lived in that city and I fucking hate that woman.
Well, she's kind of a dickbag without any of the fun or the video to go with it.
I don't even live there anymore, and she just enrages me. Like,
it's because okay, well, let me ask you this. Is it because of her politics or because she brings people into play every time she talks? I've noticed this. She brings people into play that play into her narrative.
well, okay.
She comes with a fan club.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, okay, as her, with her being a socialist, like, it's no surprise to me that she brings the quote, and I'm using air quotes here, laborers to speak with her or for her on her behalf, whatever it is.
Right.
Right. That's a very expected socialist move. I get it.
You bring
It's
the
fine.
people.
You bring the people
Quote,
because
unquote.
you're there for the people. The people, whatever. That's who you serve, I guess. No, it's her policies. Her politics are just, they drive me bananas.
Mhm.
They drive me absolutely bananas. And she's just a frustrating person. And I became even more frustrated with her when I watched that press conference in South Lake Union where those construction workers and her, and there's I did a solo vignette on this, so
Yeah, the vignette's on. It's on our website.
yeah, and and she's so out of touch. She is so out of touch because she's off, and what's more obnoxious to me was the fact that she's offering these people a chance to come and speak on the mic, which is good for her. That's great. That's like, you should absolutely. And one guy did.
Yes.
And he spoke his piece. It was a construction worker. He said Amazon pays them prevailing wages when there is no law in place that they have to.
Well, Amazon pays their people a lot.
They pay a lot of money. And
Like 6 to 7 figures.
yeah,
to
and he's
start.
talking about benefits. He's talking about retirement. And he's talking about enough money to take care of his family, like more than enough money to take care of his family comfortably, and all this other stuff. And Sawant's response was to just read from the script that was in her hand, which is so out of touch. She didn't have any response to that guy. She just read from the script, and like, to go back. And she brought some people on who did not want to be identified. Como News still filmed her face, which I thought was hilarious.
What?
Because you don't need her name. If the internet has taught us anything, you don't need their name. You just need their face, and you can dox them. Don't dox her. I'm not suggesting you dox this woman. If you see this video, I'm just saying.
Do it.
that was not me. Don't. Anyway, so yeah, so Amazon has continued with construction hesitantly. I just think this is a really thoughtless move by the city of Seattle when Boeing has already has moved, right? Which, one of Seattle's nicknames, for those of you who don't know, is Jet City. It's an older nickname for Seattle. And one of the reasons
That's
was
a 90s and 80s nickname.
yeah, and one of the reasons was because of Boeing. That's why they're called the Supersonics. We're talking about supersonic flight, whatever. Well, not anymore. They're not there, but and so Amazon's looking for an HQ too, or has been for about a year now. The city of Seattle was reported to have been scrambling during this time when Amazon was, and they still are, but when Amazon was really touring around trying to build their big list of cities, right?
Yep.
And then to come back about a year later and hear about this head tax, and then a week later they pass the head tax, is just...
Did you know they were going to?
I had a feeling. I wasn't going to put it past
Here's the thing that I
them.
don't understand about this. They... Let me not be too charged here.
Yeah, because someone needs to not be.
Right. They know that Amazon's going for an HQ too.
Mhm.
They know that that's been at least a year and a half's worth of work in petitioning and in building.
And that's before you even start. That's before you even break ground.
Right. This is just cities and municipalities.
Mhm.
I can enunciate
No, that's
after
fine.
after all this beer. I probably can't, but whatever. Seattle knows that this is happening, and I said this from the beginning. This is not an HQ2. You know this.
Mhm.
I said they're going to abandon Seattle. They are going to build an HQ2. They're going to establish it, and then they're going to shift.
Yeah. Jump ship.
It's the only way this is even remotely possibly like an effective solution is that they are going to establish a secondary base, build it up, and then they're going to move. And you know, I said that like what, a year ago or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll bring it back down. Liberals have no concept of what it takes to keep a business afloat, and therefore no concept of what it takes to keep a society afloat. And this is why liberalism descends into people eating zoo animals and having riots over toilet paper.
And stoning cows in the field.
Yeah. So fuck these people. Okay, if this is what they want, then Seattle is just going to become new Venezuela. Fuck them. It can become Caracas all at once. Fuck them. Amazon's going to leave. Amazon is going to leave, and it's going to take thousands of people. There are going to be people who work at Amazon. We know them. Who are going to be like, this city was meant for me. I'm staying here, and I'm loyal. And they'll be starving in a year. But there are going to be people who are going to say, no, absolutely not. Amazon's willing to pay for me to leave and go to whatever city they settle in. I'm going.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Who cares? Amazon's not going to pick some wild, out of the way like Boondocks.
No,
Amazon,
that's a Microsoft move.
Yes. Amazon is going to want to remain the center of cosmopolitan.
Yeah, they're not going to
Perspective.
Fargo, North Dakota.
No. They're either going, the most extreme they'll go is probably Austin. That's the smallest they'll go. But it'll probably be DC.
Yeah.
DC, rumor has it DC, I don't want to say her name because it'll trigger your Amazon Alexa, but Alexa said that she was talking to a customer and he brought up DC because that's where he's based. But a lot of other, like the tech gossip columns have all talked about DC as being like,
Yeah.
they're picking either Virginia or Maryland or Washington.
Well, it makes
DC.
sense. I mean, you know, when we're talking about, you know, and I'm going to kind of go into it here. When we're talking about tech markets,
Mhm.
that side of the country is pushing right now. They're pushing hard. You have the Research Triangle in North Carolina.
Yep.
Where you have Raleigh, Greensboro, and Charlotte, right? I don't know. It might be another one. I think it's Charlotte. Raleigh, Greensboro, and Charlotte. You know, you have the Research Triangle there where Boeing is located now, right? That
Yeah.
And you have all these companies that are moving there. The real estate's cheap. The markets are good. The government is not super intrusive. I feel a little bad for them because with great wealth and progress tends to come these people.
Right. They pull all of these psycho, like, leftist bastards with them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw your comment on Facebook in another conversation. Sorry, I keep hitting this thing. Fuck it. And it's true. When the collapse of a liberal leftist hard left society goes down in flames, when that happens, they always go to red states.
They do.
Where they
do.
can afford it and fuck it up.
Yeah.
And that is part of the problem, and that's why I wish they would go somewhere like Washington, D.C. or
They're not because
Austin.
Because they're trying to get away from the cost of living they've created.
Well, if they live in the D.C. metro area, then people can live in kind of their leftist universe that they like to exist in, and Amazon can exist in the red state.
Right.
Which will probably be what happens. But, I can't believe. And Starbucks came out today and they were like, you guys have never in your entire governmental history been able to manage your money. I don't know why you're doing this to us.
They were the first company after Amazon
Yep.
to come out. And they're not the last because long-standing classic burger chain, Seattle staple, Dick's came out today. Not better than In-N-Out. I just want to put that out there. Y'all can shut the fuck up. Not better than In-N-Out.
I don't like In-N-Out's fries. The burgers are good.
The burgers are good. But Dick's came out today saying very much opposing this, saying that it's going to affect them too. Because I think the tax affects companies that revenue 20 million
It's not revenue.
or not revenue.
It is companies that make 20 million or more.
Companies that make 20
That
million.
is not revenue. That is just make 20 million or more.
Right. Companies that make 20 million or more, which in business
It's not that
is
difficult.
not a lot of money. Because we're not talking about profit.
Yeah, we're just
We're talking about
revenue.
money that just rolls in. We're talking about money that because revenue is money that is not profit. It's money that rolls in and then rolls out.
Right. This is money. So before that, if your revenue is 20 million or more, chances are, you have 15 to 19 million of that going back into your business to pay for
taxes
for maintenance, for
employment,
employees,
general overhead,
for leases,
Yeah.
for property taxes,
business cost.
all of that takes that 20 million, which sounds incredible because most of us could live on 20 million for the rest of our lives and never complain.
Right.
But that 20 million disappears every single year because of
Quickly.
the cost of existing as a business.
Yeah. So your profits come down to probably, anywhere between, 4 to 5 million, maybe. If you're lucky. But a company that's trying to advance.
But depending on your size, that could be bought up entirely by what you owe to shareholders, what you owe on interest, what you put into investment.
Yeah, and what you put into R&D, because if a company
That's another thing.
is always trying to advance, they're taking some of that profit and they're putting it back into the company in order to move the company forward.
Well, and Amazon's in that position where they literally put everything into R&D.
Yeah,
They don't ever. I don't think they ever sit on anything in the bank.
yeah.
They invest it like immediately.
I think I believe they use
It is the worst financial example. Do not
Yeah.
do this with your own money.
I believe they use what's called a no-profit model, where
Yeah.
they operate like a non-profit, but they are not a non-profit.
Yes, that is something that Amazon is famous for, and it is dangerous. Do not do this to your own finances. It is going very well for Bezos, but do not do this with your own investments.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Save.
Yeah.
Listen, Jeff Bezos is not here for a long time. He's here for a good time. We all know this, okay?
He's also been he's continually gotten incredibly, in terms of business, when you're running a model like that there's a whole lot of luck. There's more luck than that is involved in a Microsoft or a Google. Because he just keeps gambling. He keeps rolling the dice and winning.
I can't.
But a lot of that is credited to the research and development that is revealing a lot of good things for them.
Right.
But so Dick's comes out and has a lot to say about this. And because this tax affects them too. And Dick's does not revenue nearly as much as Amazon does.
No.
We're talking about the CEO of Dick's versus Jeff Bezos, who is now the wealthiest man in the world.
Yep.
Outpa-
100 billion.
Outpaced Bill Gates a few months ago.
Bill Gates doesn't care anymore.
No, he doesn't. Well,
He's
yeah.
also trying to get rid of it,
Yeah, he is.
which, by the way, fuck him.
Thank you. That's another topic for another day. But so you're talking about a company. This is a burger chain. And this is not a widespread burger chain. This is a local burger chain that's local to the city of Seattle.
Yeah. By the way, if you do go to Seattle, and I do recommend visiting, it's good for a weekend. After that, it's a little much, but it's good for a weekend. Do stop into Dick's because they do have good burgers.
They're all right.
It's not. I said they're good, Sean. You fucking hateful ass. Okay, go and stop into Dick's. They are very good.
Especially if you're drunk.
Especially if
If
you're drunk,
you're fucking
which is
hammered.
probably why I'm so pro them right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm on my third. It's a good thing. It's a good time. They're good.
And it's very Seattle.
It is very Seattle.
And it's not touristy Seattle. It's like local Seattle.
Right.
Yeah.
And, keep Seattle alive because they definitely need the help right now.
Yeah.
Because they're about to be paying $275 per employee. And okay, here's what I don't understand. And I still I'll admit I haven't found this in text, so maybe the legislation is different, but I feel like it's not. For Starbucks and for companies that are located in Seattle,
Yeah.
does this count against? Is this just for employees that are in Seattle, or is this for employees that are within the entire company that's based in Seattle?
That I don't know.
I can't find
Because
any
that would be.
I can't find any clarification, because if Starbucks is charged, okay, so Starbucks has about 150 to 170,000 employees in the United States.
Yep.
If Seattle is collecting tax on employees that are not in Seattle, but all of those hundreds of thousands that are outside of Seattle,
Yeah.
that's gonna fucking suck.
Also,
Starbucks is leaving Seattle.
If that's true, the Seattle city government needs.
If that's true, Seattle's over as a city. Like,
yeah.
everybody is going to be jumping ship to go to like Tacoma.
Yeah.
Okay, there will be no Seattle, and
Yeah.
Tacoma will be annexing parts of Seattle in order to keep Seattle even alive. But you will see, I think you'll see a collapse of Seattle within the next 5 years.
I mean, I don't know about that.
I put money on that because I like to live dangerously. But I think
I do think the law of unintended consequences will take effect within the decade.
I'm going to say 5 years. I'm going to say 5 years, and Seattle has a. I'm going to say in 5 years, I'll be dangerous.
That's fine.
I'll be dangerous. I'll put 100 with you. You want to take that bet?
5 years?
5 years economic collapse. Because this thing only lasts until 2024. You want to take it on air?
100?
100.
I'll take it.
Ooh,
Shake.
shaky.
Okay.
All right. We're not going to define collapse. I think we generally know what a collapse would look like.
You and I are pretty similar in that regard.
You know, I don't think that this is going to be a fucking, Chernobyl situation. But I
No.
think that if Seattle sees a massive, like,
You need a nuclear
lockout,
reactor for that, and the left generally hates those.
which they're the cleanest energy. I don't understand. If there's a mass exodus of large companies and Seattle just can't keep that up anymore, they're no longer an economic powerhouse to rival San Francisco and Portland and Los Angeles, then I think I'll win that bet. It'll probably be a negotiated settlement, but
That's fine.
we'll probably give
talk
each
about
other
it.
we'll probably end up giving each other $50. But
Luckily for Seattleites out there,
y'all better get your bags packed.
Tacoma's right there, and it's not as bad as it used to be. It's getting a lot better, and if you really don't want that, Portland's not too far either. So,
Portland's lovely. You
Yeah.
should take Portland.
well, there's a rivalry there. Keep that in mind.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I'm in California. We don't care about anybody
I know.
else's
Very-
problems. But I do know that the strip clubs in Portland are generally full nude with an open bar, or with a full bar at least.
Full bar.
I'm here for the full bar because we don't get that in California. You don't understand the kind of oppression and closed-minded, puritanical society that we live in. You can get hot wings, but you can't get a beer. And
I was drunk and happy.
you cannot get full nude in California, by the way.
I was drunk and happy, and being drunk wasn't the main reason I was happy.
Well, listen, I was here for it. You were asleep when Adam and I went to the strip club.
I know. He took me the next day though. We went.
That's okay. That's okay. You guys had to have your moment.
Yeah. We had to bro out. It's fine.
Go ahead and take us out of
Yeah,
here. I need a fucking cigarette.
I want to thank everyone for listening to Boozed and Bothered this week. Make sure to, find us on social media.
I have no idea what Stormy Daniels' vagina looks like, despite the fact that I've seen images of her.
Just go to a porn site and look her up, bro.
I'm going to do that right now.
Okay, great. You let me handle that outro while you do that. Make sure to look us up on social media at facebook.com/boozedandbothered, on instagram.com/boozedandbothered, Twitter at boozedandbothered, no and, just the N. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube.
It's kind of standard.
Guys, make sure that if you like the podcast, or even if you hate the podcast, leave a
There's
review.
really nothing special about this.
Leave a review, leave a comment, let us know, tell us your feelings. And yeah, I'm Sean, aka Daddy, your co-host and producer,
I'm Jonathan. I'm your host.
and porn investigator at this time.
Well, I just want to know, we're sitting here. We've talked so much about, Stormy Daniels and her porn. Well, there's the lesbian scene. There's really nothing special about her vagina. I don't really see what's going on here.
We'll see you guys next week.
Do you want me to send you the link?